Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe.
Thank you, Shotzi. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. And as you can tell by the intro at the bottom, I've already botched it. It's supposed to be a welcome tap, but it says the AEW Dynamite review, which is not even what I'm reviewing first. How you doing today, Manny?
I'm doing good. I had a relaxing day today in comparison to the madness that I had yesterday.
That's good. Way to chill, way to relax, way to revitalize, because we have so much to talk about with AEW Dynamite and NXT happening on separate nights, but the war still continues. It never stops. And because I'm going to switch this over and we're going to start with NXT and not AEW Dynamite, but our production is just as good as WWE and AEW's because they seem to mess up everything in production all the time anyway. Especially at AEW. I don't know what they were doing this week.
I like how you're trying to justify it.
I am justifying my failures, okay? I am so sick of being the excellence of failure to execute. I am sick of it.
Well, the worst there is, the worst there was, and the worst there ever will be.
Alright, so Karrion Kross had to relinquish the NXT title due to a torn bicep, I believe? Or something.
Separated shoulder.
Separated shoulder. And he he has to relinquish his belt, and Regal, Triple H, and whatever, the WWE has to figure out a way to find a new champion. And so they're determined it was having a Mount Rushmore Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match with Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor. Manny, how do you feel about this decision of the Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match?
I don't understand why it needs to be an Iron Man match, because that almost implies that there's going to be quick pinfalls sometimes when it's a fatal 4-way, which I've never ever heard of a match like this before.
No,
I've only seen it when you can play on like wrestling games where you can play like forever how long and hold the title and do the obviously Iron Man type stuff. It's a very weird concept, but I think the right four are in this match, and I want to say Finn Balor is going to win.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, which I am, I'm throwing the entire house that I do not own on Finn Balor. But I like the idea. I haven't seen this before, in which it was in a real wrestling show. But I think the concept will actually catch on, and I think it will be more of it after this. Because I think it worked. It does make sense of who can get the most pinfalls in an hour. It's going to take away some false finishes because no one's going to break up pins. I don't feel like it's going to be a bunch of people pinning everybody over and over. But I do feel it's going to be several pins throughout. Which is going to be, I think it's going to keep you entertained.
Do you think a sponsor's going to jump in and make this ad free?
No.
Like they've done it in the past.
No. I think they're going to... the match is really going to be about 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. It's going to be a bunch of commercials in between it. And then they will update us if there are any falls during the commercial break, plus picture-in-picture. The 2020 equivalent of... God, we need to get this in this year because I'm so sick of picture-in-picture.
Yeah, I kind of hate picture-in-picture.
I miss my commercial breaks on TV. Commercial breaks on TV are the reason I get up and go to the bathroom. I get something to drink. Picture-in-picture kind of keeps you there because you never know what's going to happen. At least in WWE's defense, nothing ever happens in their picture-in-picture, so I do kindly walk away. However, when you watch an AEW show or basically just AEW, people are going through tables and bleeding through that shit. And it's like, what's going on? I'm missing, like, the match. Fuck this picture. Fuck your Geico. Show me the match.
Fuck your Geico.
But I look forward to the match. I think it's going to be really good. And dare I say, it might be a match of the year candidate. Like, I can't see these 4 people putting on a bad match at all.
No, it'll be a really good match. And it's something.
But here's another question about it, Manny. Do you think it's too much? And, you know, I'm a wrestling fan, and I enjoy it, and, you know, free TV, pay-per-view, and stuff like that. But do you think this is something they should have saved for a pay-per-view, a takeover, or a bigger event instead of this Super Tuesday that they're doing? They're trying to get people to tune in on Tuesday, or do you think it's the right move?
No, I think it's the right move because I don't think you want to have your main show, and have your equivalent of the world title to be vacant for such a long time. Because when is the actual next NXT takeover? Because it hasn't been announced, has it?
No, I don't think it's till like probably Survivor Series weekend, which is November.
Yeah, so I don't think you would wait till November to crown your new champion.
But they've had like special events. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, personally, I would have waited till like the week after when you were back head to head.
Yeah.
Maybe steal all those rings. That's maybe what I would have done, but.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, but it does force you to remember Tuesday. I have to see this Iron Man match or this Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match.
Super Tuesday.
It's Super Tuesday. They should have went with Taboo Tuesday. I mean, they own the rights to it, and it's a terrible name for anything, but just use it, just because. But yeah, that was the big announcement of the show. Also on the show, we have 2 new tag team champions, with Breezango defeating Imperium, who I believe are just going back to England. How did you feel about their victory?
It was a good victory. The match fit. Like there was bits in it where I feel like they could have done better, but end of the day, Tyler Breeze has got his first championship in WWE.
You know, that has never... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And he's not only the left, right champion.
that didn't occur to me until he won it, that he has never won anything ever. Like, I understood that he's a perennial jobber or whatever, but I just it never crossed my mind that he's never won anything.
Well, there was a joke that he was telling, I think on the GM mode stream with Woods, where he was talking about his wrestling school, Flatbacks. He's put up all his titles he's won in WWE.
Yeah.
And then there was a pause of like, yeah, I haven't won any. I didn't put anything up.
By the way, shout out to the Lover Check as always. You guys have intriguing and good ideas. Like Levi suggested that they went with the Tuesday in Texas. Which they're not in Texas, Levi. They're not in Texas.
Tuesday in Florida.
Another Tuesday in 2020. What else? I was happy to see them beat Imperium. However, my ultimate goal, I think I may have said this on the watch along or some other time, is to just eliminate the tag team titles from being exclusively on their show. Like, individual tag team titles for NXT, SmackDown, and Raw needs to be abolished. They need to just have one, similar to the way the women's is doing it, because one, if you were to give the title to somebody else, it would help out. Hey, that video's done now. Just popped up on my screen. But what, oh my God. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. There was something rendering on my computer. I thought it had finished before the show, and then it just saw popping up on my screen. But what I'm saying is, you put one title, the whatever, Raw, SmackDown, whichever, the tag team champion be able to go from show to show, just like the women's title, and then it increases like who can go anywhere. It always like, instead of a wild card rule, just give them the title. It's not like the WWE cares about their tag team division anyway. This will give them a deeper division, and it'll be able to have people go from show to show. If you want to have Randy Orton win a tag team title with Bobby Lashley's for some random reason, they can now appear on any show, and people have to tune in. It's like, ooh, whether Randy gonna show up on this one, or whatever the case. I know Randy's the most extreme case, but I prefer that. feel. Oh God! Oh God! This video. Oh God! My whole computer is broken now.
This is what I told you. I knew this was gonna happen.
I didn't think it would happen. Like, I thought it'd be done. I started an hour ago.
Your computer is ancient,
Yeah, it's haunted.
so you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. My computer is haunted. Oh, Manny, as my computer ballooned. Oh my God. Take over the show, Manny. Take over the show.
So there was what else happened on NXT this week? You had a very good. It seemed like a farewell match to Mia Yim, where it was Mia Yim versus Shotzi Blackheart, and there was one key spot in this match which I think both of you and I will appreciate, which was the throat punch.
Yes. Yes, it was
Mia
a
Yim
shady
got in
throat
there
punch.
quick. It was like Mia Yim got in there quick, like it was a Bruce Lee one. It was like pow pow.
Yeah, she got it in. It was a sucker punch, but it was a good win for Shotzi. She's been on basically a losing streak other than tag team matches, so I'm happy for an unofficial / official sharpshooter member.
But the thing with Shotzi is, she's been on TV quite frequently since the COVID era started, and
Yep.
and she's been killing it on NXT. Like you've seen vast improvement every week. And the funniest thing about her character is, she always does a little rev up when she runs. It's like,
Yeah. Oh. With Shotzi beating Mia Yim, and my favorite moment of Robbie Stone, whatever his name is, Robert Stone with the tank again, always entertaining. But who was originally supposed to wrestle in that match? Because they said that somebody was going to wrestle and she took their spot. None of that made sense. None of that makes sense.
So
Logically wise, how does that happen?
And then Shotzi came down in the tank to run him over. I feel like he deserved it because he had a grown. He's not even in his 50s, and he has his glasses on a chain.
I love the glasses on the chain look. Honestly,
he deserved what was coming to him.
Honestly, Robert Stone is probably one of my favorite people in wrestling right now. Is extremely entertaining. I got to watch the, I guess, WWE.com exclusive, and him talking to Mercedes Martinez, who attacks Rhea Ripley later in the night. He's like, what are you doing? The goal is for you to win the championship and bring gold to the roster. Like, he's just talking. He's like, I got ran over by a tank. I understand you want to kill Rhea Ripley. Like, it goes in this long thing. And she's like, no, I need to kill Rhea Ripley. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I need to kill her. I need to kill her. It needs that. And Aaliyah is like playing both sides. Like, yeah, she needs to kill her. But we do want to go. And it's just like a great dynamic they had. And I really was entertained by that. And it was something I thought should be something on the actual TV show. Like, that's a lot of the NXT stuff. I enjoy more of the stuff they put out on .com to give these guys more personality than what actually shows up on the show. I think they need to invest more into personality. Moving on.
So Jake Atlas got murdered essentially this week.
Yep.
I feel like it was way worse than how Cody got murdered. I don't know. Who's the worst medical team?
Okay. Well, it's all they give the NXT credit, medical team credit. They were quick and they were swift to get out there. However, the man is still sitting there. You step to the side and let Ciampa to kill him some more. Like, just literally kill Jake Atlas. I wonder what goes into the choice of which wrestler they're going to kill. Like they just go in the back and like, who do we want to kill this week? Ciampa's coming back. He's going to be the psycho killer. I really appreciate that he brought his mask back and everything from original Ciampa days, basically. And he's going to kill somebody. Who do we decide? Fuck Jake Atlas. You got a point. Let's kill Jake Atlas this week.
I don't know if that was the right move. Like, the first openly gay wrestler in WWE? Male wrestler? Do you really want to be doing that?
Yeah. Well, they had Darian. excuse me. One, Sonya Deville is their first openly gay wrestler. When you can say male, you had Darren Young as well. Didn't accomplish anything.
Darren Young came out. Darren Young came out after he left WWE, didn't he?
No. He was in WWE and came out. It was after the Primetime Players, and somewhere in there he came out and was happy. It was one of those things. And then I think it was Orlando Jordan that came out after his WWE career.
Yeah,
correct. But yeah, they killed Jake Atlas this week. And other highlights of the week: the main event tag match. It was Dakota Kai and Big Mama Cool, Raquel Gonzalez versus Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, the women's champion. How did you feel about this match? I understand they put Io in the main event, but still, it just didn't feel like a main event to me.
Yeah, it didn't fit. It did. I might have moved Swerve Scott and Phantasma, or what's his name? Santos
Escobar. But Phantasmo if you're nasty.
Yeah, I would have moved that match as it was a title match at the end, because this felt like it achieved nothing, and then NXT kind of just ended without anything major happening.
Yeah, it was it. That's the end of the show. Like, they didn't have anything that made me want to come back. I mean, other than announcing the Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match, I just feel like your show should end in some type of cliffhanger, or just like, oh my god, Io Shirai has a new challenger, but it didn't seem like she got a new challenger out of this. I was expecting maybe a Ripley turn. I was expecting maybe even Gonzalez attacking Dakota Kai, or Ripley and Dakota and Gonzalez fighting off into the sunset or something. Maybe a pull apart ending, but it didn't have any of that. It was just like, that's it. They won. It's the end of that. So I was really disappointed with that. But overall, NXT, I enjoyed the show. It didn't blow me away. I thought Swerve Scott and I forgot his name. I'm trying to do it. Santos Escobar had a really good match. What did you think of that finish though? With the loaded lucha mask is what I'm going to call it.
I didn't understand it the first time I saw it, and then when they showed the replay, I was like, I get it now. Like, you can clearly see him position something and then headbutt him. I liked it. It added something. It added something to this match. I like when wrestlers end up having signature weapons.
Yeah, to me, it reminded me of the throwback of the William Regal, the power of the punch, which is basically a brass knuckle, or Sherry Bartel's purse, which allegedly had a brick in it, but it
always had a brick in it.
Or D'Lo's chest protector. It was just some form of a weapon, and it's not an obvious weapon. It's not like Asuka's miss, in which she spits in your face, or it's a loaded elbow pad, which they hit like several times, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was something in which a referee cannot accuse somebody of having a loaded mask right away, but over time, in which you'd be like, I think there's something up. Considering the ref, I don't even think saw the headbutt, right? I don't know if he was looking directly at the headbutt. And like, I didn't feel like he even had to hide the mask. He tried hiding it behind the thigh and stuff. But I liked it. I thought it gave him heel points.
So the other major thing that happened on NXT was the absence of Mauro Ranallo and the re-emergence of Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett!
So, how did you rate the change in commentary style?
I think it has one getting used to. Like, I enjoy Moro on NXT, and Wade Barrett has a completely different tone. He's just very calm and relaxed. He's like, back in the day when I was in the ring, all we did were punches and clotheslines, and I fought a luchador and they broke my nose, or something like that. Like, that's what happened. And I feel like his calmness, and then you have Beth, who's via whatever location, on location somewhere. I feel like it's still jumbled, and there was no chemistry there, and I feel like it was lacking. I'm not saying these guys can't improve, but you could tell it was like, this is the first time all three of us work together. It's a really mix.
So I think it's a one-time deal. So they obviously taped next week's NXT already, I'm presuming. So Wade's going to do both shows. So Wade's on commentary next week. I don't know if they're going to offer him another job. I think he's still got a contract with NWA Power, but
I don't think so. I think Power's done. I'm seeing all their people just going places. I think they might be done.
I like Wade Barrett. I feel like I've had enough of the constant pop culture references by Mauro Ranallo trying to stay cool even though he's like 60 years old. But
here's my question: is Mauro done? Is he not coming back?
I think he's just going for a bad phase. Like Maro's got like really bad mental health issues, and sometimes they catch up on him. So I think he's just going for a bad spell. And obviously with Corey Graves turning up to the show, that probably stirred up some old shit for him.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to find their way with commentary, because I think the goal is to have the people there, the commentators there, and considering I believe Beth doesn't want to be there, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming she doesn't want to be there because she doesn't want to get her kids infected, or the travel was probably getting to her. I don't know where she actually lives, but going back and forth.
I'm sure they live in Florida.
You think so? Her, Edge, and I think it's somewhere else. I don't think it's Canada, but I think it's somewhere else. I don't think they live in Florida. So I don't think she wants to do the travel, and they were just trying to get like commentators in the booth. And Tom Phillips was on every single show, it seemed like, so they didn't want to use him anymore, so they chose Vic Joseph. So I think Mauro's taking some time. It's all going to be a good connection. I want to see Mauro, Wade, and Beth if Wade Barrett is staying there, but I don't even know. He says, "So what? I'll be here next week."
I don't think Wade's staying.
You think he's a part of the Retribution? Come on, let him be Retribution.
I want him to be part of Retribution. It makes more sense, but I don't think he is.
I want Retribution to just be Nexus. Bring him back. Bring them all back. Do it right. I know you can't get Heath.
That was a funny tweet from Bray Wyatt. It was like, "Oh, you here for that Nexus thing?"
Yeah, so if he was the leader of Nexus, Retribution, I feel like he's a good leader, and maybe they can give him the push that I always felt like he deserved. Oh, the champ is... He's not the champ! He's not the champ!
As the commissioner, you are not the champion. You lost, and you're lucky. You are lucky to be in the number one contenders match.
Preach, Manny. Preach. So now we're going to go into Thursday night, the day after of the Wednesday Night War. We are going to AEW. Hold on. I'll respond to Jeremy right here. Did Wade Barrett retire from wrestling because of injuries? No, I think he retired because he was just tired of it. It was one of those like...
Yeah, I think he wanted to be an actor at one point, and then I think NWA gave him a call, and then he started doing commentary there. But it'd be nice to see him back in the ring, but I don't think he will. I think he's been out for so long, I don't think he's interested in being in the ring anymore. Yeah, but only time can tell. No wrestler has ever really retired. No one's ever, like Luke Skywalker said, no one's ever really gone. They're like, let's come back, no matter what. Look at the Rock and Roll Express. Ric Flair. Edge. Rey Mysterio, 90 years old. Goldust is still wrestling. But speaking of Goldust, we start with the Nightmares family. Fragile Nightmare family that's only coming out with Dustin and QT and Allie, because Brandy was choked the fuck out and Cody died. So they're off our TV. You know, I never put two and two together that, you know, I knew they were married, but I never took that. Maybe they're just taking time off to do family time. That's why Brandy had to die. Ah, see. That's why she had to get choked out. But they're going against the Young Bucks, who you have to refer to as the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, because they said it 8 million times. And now the current DSBN champion has entered the lumber chat, El Luchador, with a pop. My opponent. I'm very respectful to my opponent. I'm very respectful. But so we start off with this gauntlet match. I believe there were several teams involved.
but it starts with the Young Bucks and the Nightmare Family. And I believe I enjoyed most of this match until the Best Friends came out. That's why I didn't care anymore.
Yeah. No, as soon as FDR came out, but they were out for like maybe
5 minutes?
3 minutes.
Yeah. So I was into the first part of the match. I thought it was a Young Bucks match, but I felt like they slowed it down. They lose points for me because a random Canadian Destroyer is in the match where nobody sold, which was a problem on this show for me in selling department because no one sold shit. But overall, I thought it was a good match. But the big story and the headline of our show is that Adam Page is out of the Elite for grabbing Matt Jackson's leg so he couldn't break up the pin. But, and let me say in my defense, he cost him nothing. Yes, he held his leg. He probably could have broke up that pin. You should blame Nick Jackson for not being able to kick out of a roll-up. That's my defense.
Yeah.
Manny, how you feel about all this?
Yeah, I felt like there needed to be more explanation as to why he did it, but I found it really funny. And then the whole backstage segment of Nick crying. No, not Nick. Matt crying. I thought, you were a little bitch. You're a little bitch here. Him crying was way worse than him So he made fun of, if no one's aware, of Randy Orton on Instagram for the kicks he did on Drew McIntyre backstage. Because it's clear that Randy didn't really hit him.
Yeah.
But what Matt Jackson did on TV was way worse.
Yeah. Manny, I'm going to paraphrase this crying as this. And this week on our show, on the Tuesday show, I criticized the writing and acting of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'm going to rate Matt Jackson. And I don't feel like Adam Page did anything wrong. Adam Page, he looked apart, he looked upset, and, confused, and he was giving a good story. But Matt Jackson's acting was the worst acting I may have seen in a wrestling show. Worse than Lana, worse than Nia Jax, worse than Shane McMahon punches. I don't know, I'm running out of stuff. Worse than any guest star. This was the absolute worst. He was like, listen, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? You know what? You're out of the league. You're out of the clubhouse. I never want to see you again. It was literally that.
Well, just to answer Jeremy in the chat, Manny, are you rooting for Nia this Sunday to have a 5-star match? Never root for Nia. It does mean that I will get the DSPN title, but I will feel dirty for having it.
By the way, Wes is accusing bad booking is the reason why he's no longer the World Heavyweight Champion.
Bad booking of what?
He's talking about NXT, I'm assuming, or all the choices he picked. But back to this. I feel like, I don't know. I'm watching a wrestling show. And I'm expecting the most macho guys on the planet, or tough guys, fighters, Like, if you're upset about someone, screwing you out of a title, you just hit them. You curse at them. You have a pull apart or something. You don't go to them like a little kid, like a petulant child, going, why could you do this to me? I want to be the tag team champion. Well, you're an MVP. You can easily reverse that decision. You're still in charge. And the fact that, in the storyline, Adam Page has quit and said he doesn't like the Young Bucks and wants to disassociate himself from the Elite in general, this shouldn't come as that much of a surprise.
Yeah, this happened like 7 months ago. Like at the beginning of AEW Dynamite, he almost already had distanced himself from the Elite.
Yeah.
But it's going to lead to another 6-man tag where it will be the Elite of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus FTR and Adam Page.
Oh yeah.
But I fully believe once you add Adam Page to that mix, and then if you have him managed by Tully and then you throw in Sean Spears. That's your 4 horsemen.
Are you really gonna put Sean Spears in there? I'm sorry. I'm kicking your boy to the wayside.
Unless he drops him.
He got to drop
Sean Spears.
He got to drop because Sean Spears joins that group. Yeah. Go ahead.
But those 3 are strong. All you now need is another one.
Yeah.
Who'd you throw in there?
Honestly, I'm cool with Omega being the 4th man. He's shown his heel tendencies and his beef with the Young Bucks. I am cool with Hangman Page and FTR being together. That 4 will work. He's already shown his heel tendencies.
I'm tired of Kenny being in that group, but he's transfixed on that elite group.
He's not. I think only people who are obsessed with the elite are the Bucks. Cody's dissing himself from the elite. I mean, Cody could also be the 4th man as well, since he's come back from injury.
Cody needs to stay dead.
Well, I can see this. They're having a match. Shit's going down. The elite's getting their ass beat. Cody comes out, similar to Hulk Hogan, and he's the 4th man. And say it works with Hangman Page and FTR. I can see that working out. Because fuck the elite. Fuck Kenny and the Bucks. Oh. Also in this segment, or throughout the night, it was a reminder that the crowd is back in AEW. And Manny, I'm going to tell you something. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel any difference from watching any other AEW show. Because they've had their, I guess, I don't know, where the special guests or whatever they call them in the background. Or, you know, they had people in the crowd already. But I didn't see a difference of them saying, oh, we have it at whatever capacity. Like, they were really trying to sell me on this crowd, but I feel like I didn't hear anybody. Like, I didn't feel like...
No, I didn't hear anybody. Unless mentioned to. So, like, if someone on cutting a promo actually referred or made a reference to the crowd, they made noise. Otherwise, it was just a regular noise around ringside.
Now, here's my question about that. And, you know, maybe... I don't think you have the actual answer. But I'm going to ask you this question anyway. Oh... Do you think, one, was it their audio setup that they just couldn't pick up anybody or the people were too far away? 2, the crowd wasn't reacting to anything, which could be an issue, but I don't know. Who knows? It's an AEW show. I don't know if I experienced that. And 3rd one, I forgot. But you know, what is your suggestion? What do you think was the reason? Like their audio issues, the crowd wasn't reacting?
I think it might have just been the amount of people they had in the crowd. I don't think that's enough to make a lot of noise, and especially how far away they are. What was the word that Thing used last week, a couple of weeks ago, to refer how high up that was? MJF?
The Vamps?
The Vamps.
The Vamps.
I don't think enough noise comes out from the Vamps. And I'm going to say it again because I'm not a big fan of having the crowds in, but I'm trying to find the image. But I'm not a big fan of having the fans in.
Do you want me to stall for you while you find this image, Manny?
No, I've got it. Because you got people.
Yeah, like I like that.
Like this,
dickhead,
not wearing a mask properly. Fucking stupid dickhead.
Look at him. Does he wear his dick over his zipper too? Is that what he does? Like, it's stupid. And I saw several people who had to either their mask down, maybe they were drinking something. I'm not a fan of people being there yet. They're only a select. This is the only sporting / entertainment thing other than whatever the fuck the president of the United States is doing with his 2,000 people cheering him on with no mask or anything. Whatever it just seems unsafe and unprepared, and I this may be a bias. I feel like I got more sound from the Thunderdome than I actually did with those people that small amount of people being there.
Yeah, but there's no sound coming out of the Thunderdome. That's piped in audio.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm implying. It gave me nothing. Moving on. Another convoluted contract signing in the wrestling, in which someone adds literature at the end of the signing, and therefore you have to follow that literature. I do not believe this contract works. But what did you think of the MJF Jon Moxley contract signing?
I thought it started off bad. Then MJF kind of saved it with his dribble, and then surprisingly I enjoyed Mox in this promo because again he's not moving around as much.
They found something to do with his hands and arms. You have to sit down and you have this pin.
However, I feel like if you were gonna add a stipulation, why would you put a stipulation of, oh, I get to face your lawyer next week? Why not put in a stipulation everyone is banned from fucking ringside? Because you know Wardlow's going to come and help him. You know the rest of that, I don't know if they're going to help him, but the rest of them will probably help him.
Yeah. Oh. Here's my thing. I would have just kicked his ass. I know it's a contract signing, and Moxie wants to do it cordially and knocked him over a table. I would have got him this week. I feel like they should have got some heat on him and put him through the table. And, you know...
What's RNC, by the way?
Republican National Convention.
Oh, I thought that stood for Redneck City.
I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. The redneck community. But no. But the contract side I thought was fine in general. I thought both men carried themselves well. I thought it was a little long, but other than that, it was fine. I thought they should have attacked him. No, I like contract signs with violence, and not actual contracts. They did tease Renee Young though. How'd you feel about that?
I didn't think it was a tease. I think many people have made that joke about his wife. Like, I'm pretty sure Jake the Snake made. No, not Taz made the reference.
Did he? I don't even remember.
Yeah, when he was supposed to face him at Fyter Fest, but then because Renee had COVID, he chose to stay home.
Oh, you're right.
And and so they ended up doing it at Fight of the Fallen.
Yeah, you're right. Touche. But yeah, I felt like this should have ended the show. And I know it wasn't any violence in it, but if they would have added some action at the end of it and did the exact same thing they did with Orange Cassidy and Jericho, this to me should have ended the show. He's your heavyweight champion. This is the number one contender. We built to this contract signing. It keeps viewers in. Because I believe people want to see Mox and MJF face off, and have a back and forth sparring session with words, talking about each other's hairlines and someone's not passing puberty. Although I think MJF won with the one-liners. I feel like that should have ended the show. Moving on to other things. I'm going to skip over their women's division. I'm going to just put it all in one thing. I think total time women got like 3 minutes of pure shenanigans. You got the video package from NWA with Thunder Rosa and Sheeta, where Sheeta was like, I will fight you.
I thought that was a good package, to be honest.
I feel like Sheeta should have had more words. She's like, yes.
Not the bit where they actually signed the contract, but more the build up to that, where they had the NWA clips. You had them explaining who Thunder Rosa was and what she's achieved. I thought it was a good video package.
But here's my thing about that package. I enjoy the introducing Thunder Rosa, and I enjoy them introducing wrestlers. But they don't even introduce their main roster wrestlers like they did that. Like, Matt Cardona is just here. He hasn't had mic time. He just comes back. He did the exact same thing he did 2 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks ago. Oh my God, it's Matt Cardona coming down the ringside. Like, it felt like it was a replay just so he could enter another tag match. They haven't even established their own wrestlers with video packages. Like, they used to do video packages for the Murder Hawk. Darby Allin would shoot a package, even though he had one this week. But, people would shoot more video packages and get more mic time. I just want more people to have more character. And I feel like they had a little bit of that with Eddie Kingston with his crew of guys. random guys.
Which doesn't make any sense what that pairing is. I need more explanation of what he aims to achieve with that. Because there is only one tag team championship. Unless you invent the quad tag team championships.
I didn't understand why that match needed to be on the show. And I was going to skip over this because I didn't feel like it needed to be on the show. Shout out to Eddie Kingston for wearing the Black Lives Matter shirt. And, you know, supporting that. But other than that, I feel like there was no need for this on the show. It was Sonny Kiss, Joey Janela, Griff Garrison, and who's the fourth one? I'm missing somebody.
Brian Pillman Jr.?
Brian Pillman Jr. And I'm going like, why are these four jobbers fighting these guys? And I just feel like everybody on the other side, whether you're the Butcher, the Blade, or the Lucha Bros, felt devalued that you're even spending time fighting these bums over here. These are all bums.
So, I was going to ask a question because I hadn't noticed this before. Has Pentagon Jr. always had one eye covered up?
I don't know. I noticed it this week. I only noticed it this week.
Is he paying tribute to Rey Mysterio?
Part of the Mysterio family. La Familia. Like, I don't know. This is the first time I've noticed it. I feel like I've always seen two eyes, contact white lens, but who knows? Maybe he lost an eye in the middle of this. What else happened to the show? Alright, I'm going to go to the main event. Fuck this main event, fuck this table match, fuck Matt Hardy, and everything that happened involved in this. Absolute trash. And I 100%, there's part of me that wants to blame Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, but then there's the other part that I think I'm blaming AEW production for this match. This match had like 10 minutes and had 3 commercial breaks, I felt like. Like, it came in, they went to commercial, they came back, went to commercial, and they had like 3 minutes left to do it. Matt Hardy does spots. I mean, they're doing spots in the middle of commercial breaks. I think Sammy gets busted open in the commercial break. I believe he dived to the table and got gashed. Matt Hardy does the twist of fate to Sammy's neck in between a chair. And Sammy just gets up like 2 minutes later. That's a finisher. That is a death sentence. And I thought this was a clusterfuck of an ending. Made no sense why this was main eventing. Just so Jericho and Orange Cassidy could have their pull apart. To me, it made no sense. And it was a very terrible ending. I know what I'm forgetting. But yeah, how did you feel about the ending of the show?
I didn't like it at all. I'm tired. We've said it so many times. I need Jericho to take a break.
He was terrible on commentary too. Like this
week,
he was awful. He was just like, you just go there, you shout this, what's he doing? Like he was just stuttering and yelling things, and I felt like it just wasn't working. Like I'm over Jericho. I'm over Jericho. Take a break, like you said. Take a break. Oh, here's the
Marcus, say it with me. Marcus, say it with me. Hashtag Wes is the chump.
Hashtag Wes is the chump. I don't even know what's going on. I'm assuming this is chat stuff. I haven't looked in a while. You may rise above Manny hate, but no one rises above Eric's hate. It's a hell of a hate. That is a mountain of hate. But here's something that was interesting to me. I enjoyed the segment I'm going to bring up, but it's just something about it that it still doesn't work-ish, but kind of works. Brody Lee declared himself the world champion, or JR declared Brody Lee the world champion, which I believe he is now the world champion. Like, he's had more time than the world champion since becoming TV champion. He celebrated, had Tony Schiavone in there. He beat up some of his guys. I really enjoyed his celebration, but then there was part of me going like, I don't think I care about his celebration. What's Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and who's the third one? I forgot who the third person was to make the save. Oh, Goldust. Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin came up.
How'd you feel about that segment of the Dark Order?
And now there's an 8-man tag at All In, and why?
Oh, I didn't hear the. Maybe I missed it. What was the 8-man tag?
So there's this match. So it's the Nightmare Family. I don't know if that's what they're called. The old dogs.
Just go with it. Yeah.
The old dogs Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky versus the Dark Order.
Oh, okay. Matt Cardona's here. He's just going to do tag matches. I mean, he left WWE because he can do more. He's doing the same thing. He's just in random tag matches with a bunch of jobbers. The Dark Order is the most jobberish faction in the history of factions, led by Brody Lee, who I do not consider a jobber, but he's surrounded by it. I was somewhere earlier today listening to something talking about describe the Dark Order, and he said it was only one way to describe the Dark Order, and whatever they're doing, you still get a very Despicable Me thing about them. It's Brody Lee as Guru. Or Gru, I forget his actual name, I haven't seen it, and surrounded by his minions. And I can't shake that because that's what it feels like. How does that make you feel? That they're very Despicable Me is like it's just minions and Gru.
Well,
or Gru.
Well, that's almost what it felt like about the Ministry of Darkness, if you remember it well. Like it was all minions.
One of them named Minion.
One was Midian. One later ended up turning into this guy with oil and strippers.
Are you talking about Big Daddy V?
No. Midian used to just dance with oil, remember?
Yeah, he used to streak and stuff.
Oh.
Dark times. But yeah, like I feel like this could work. They need to eliminate some minions. They also recruited Ty Conti out the crowd because her and Anna Jay, I believe, won the women's tournament. I believe that they didn't really kind of announce on the show.
Diamante and Evilise won the thing, but across their Instagram accounts, they were like really affectionate to each other.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah,
I'm like that. There was no bitching in this. There was no bitching in this on the show. Like, let's celebrate that.
I told you with AEW, you've got to look at all their media channels to actually know.
Have
some clue of what people are doing.
They treat their women like shit on this show. They treat them like shit. They had this segment where Anna Jay offered a contract. Big Swole, Britt Baker, Reba or Rebel, and Penelope and Kip Sabian. That was dog shit. Absolute dog shit. This show had about an hour, maybe 30 minutes of good content to me. And it's not even me coming with hate.
Good.
I enjoyed the start of the tag team gauntlet.
I would say an hour of content was good.
Okay, you give it an hour. I'm giving my half hour. But I'll probably shorten something second. The box segment with the contract side was passable. It was good. The beginning of the gauntlet was good. I enjoyed the story of him breaking up with the Elite, but I hate Matt Jackson. Just absolutely crying like a little bitch.
It is always Matt Jackson, though. I have not liked Matt Jackson for a very long time, and I don't know why.
I don't know. It's just something about him. But speaking of Nick, his hairline is getting really bad. Like, they were back there, and I was like, they can't talk about boxing hairline with that. And then, the pacing, like, my main issue with the AEW show of why it didn't work for me this week, a lot of it is the pacing. Of like, there's nothing that ever got to sink in. Adam Page turning on the Young Bucks should be this big moment of like, what just happened? They should have cut the commercial to let you breathe and think about it. Like, oh my God. And then don't come back 45 minutes later. It was like, of course you're at the bar. Where the hell have you guys been? All this time. Were you just going back to your locker room? Talking about, ooh. But right away, I would have went looking for Hangman Page. It should have been something like that. And then the ending of the show didn't make sense. And they had like 2 minutes. Like, that's the end of the show. We got to go. And it was just like, And JR seemed more bitter this week. I don't know.
JR always seems bitter.
Yeah, but today, this one seemed like he was extra bitter. How do you think they did it with the ratings on Thursday? Coming on Thursday.
Well, so NXT did 800 again. They lost about 20,000 viewers from last week. I honestly think the people that would have watched NXT will watch AEW, and AEW will get 900.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good 900 for them. I think they're going to get solid. There was nothing else on. There's no sports. Wednesday and Thursday, the NBA is off. NXT, I'm shocked got the viewership they got, to be honest. because I don't think anybody was watching wrestling because this was happening the exact same time the NBA was like, fuck it, we ain't playing today. And it was news all around that. Considering, and the Republican National Convention, like, it was stuff going on all around. And I know this may not be a wrestling fan thing, but shit was going on. Baseball games were stopping. Like, me being who I would turn to the news to see or ESPN to see what the fuck is going on in the WNBA. And it's the WNBA, but what's going on there? That girl has 7 gunshots on her back. They ain't playing. Or the NBA ain't coming out. What's going on? That's the season over. Or baseball. The the Giants didn't play tonight. Like, there was so much going on this day. I'm shocked they pulled 800 and only lost 20,000 views. And then on Thursday, nothing's on. I feel like AEW will succeed over that, even though they were going against Trump.
I'm gonna say I'm very proud of everyone that took a stand against not playing and everything the last couple of days. I feel like they've made an impact.
Yep. And I know this is a side topic and it has nothing to do with Dynamite and stuff, but I thought it was the right move. And the more it happened and the more I was going through comments and threads and stuff, I'm actually disappointed that it's coming back. I was like, fuck everybody. Fuck them. Because everybody was bitching and moaning about, they shouldn't get paid. And they should shut up and play. I hate positive sports. Shut the fuck up. There's something that's more important than sports, and that is human lives, which are being taken advantage of every single day by police officers. Black, white, brown, mostly in a minority sense, but the police are all fucked up, and and the whole system is broken, and it's time for people to take a stand. And for the NBA and to be better ran than our actual government and setting a precedent, because they're the ones that shut down for COVID. They're the ones that set the example for race relations and stuff. Like, it should not be the NBA. It should be the United States government. It should be your councilmen, your officials, and people like that. It shouldn't be the NBA. Like, it shouldn't come to this. And I'm going on a tirade. I'm going to go on a rant. But yeah, I had enough. It's to that point.
I was quite surprised that they made a U-turn and then decided that they're coming back. But I feel like there's too much money involved. That's the problem.
Yeah, there was too much money involved, and as some people say, you just take away, the money that they can give the community if they don't make the money they make here. It takes away their voice that they can't speak out because there's nothing no one's going to cover them if they're not playing the game of basketball or whatever. And, I'm going to, like this, fuck it. Take it. Like, it's the best year I have to win a championship with the Clippers. The Clippers are the favorite. And I'm like, throw it away. I'm okay with it. When the Clippers and Lakers voted not to play again, I was like, you goddamn right, fuck them. When people were complaining about, I'm not watching baseball no more, fuck them. Shut it all down. That's what I was in the mode. That's what mode I was in. I'm more for fuck everybody in these comments or defending that little punk ass 17-year-old kid and his mom, who both deserve their ass kicked. Fuck all these people. I was very ready to go to war. I bought a gun. I didn't. But
you just ruined your whole point by that joke.
I know. I had to. I feel like I was getting too serious, and I know a lot of people aren't here to hear all that. They want to hear our takes on AEW and NXT, but sometimes it gets personal.
But I believe the majority of our audience and people who are watching right now are those that are in those minority categories, and I feel like we have a small platform, but it's a platform where we can be heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very small platform, but 100 people who are watching this, maybe 80, will be like, oh yeah, I feel the same way and stuff. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, to me, as like being in America, as Doc Rivers said it the best. It's like, oh, you can love your country and all that, but they've never loved you and all that. So it's extremely frustrating over something that's so stupid. This is like me being upset that Manny is wearing the color yellow. Like, oh my God, you're wearing yellow? Ooh, that's terrible color. I hate you forever. It's stupid. It's stupid. The whole thing. Oh. Man, that was an AEW segment.
That was a good. But the thing is, it needed to be said, Marcus.
Yeah.
Like, there are times where I laugh at the American amendments of the right of the freedom of speech and stuff like that. And I feel like this was well used. Whereas, like, there's other times when you see people and it's like, just because you've got freedom of speech doesn't mean you should.
Yeah. And I agree with freedom of speech, Manny. Like, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Go online, say whatever you want. You say it to my face, suffer the repercussions. Like, I'm gonna hit you. There's repercussions to freedom of speech. Say what you want. You can go and say you hate whoever, do whatever, but there are repercussions. Like, people, they're taking away my rights. I can't say what I want. You can say what you want.
Yeah.
But if I decide to hit you for saying that, or if I decide to kick your ass.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just say, if you're going to say something, be educated about it before you say something stupid.
And don't be fake educated. That's the people I'm annoyed with the most. People who go online and just look for the stats that just benefit them, or the well, this person did this in 1997 or whatever the case may be. Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that matter? Someone was shot in the back 7 times. Doesn't matter what they did right there. That shouldn't happen. Or he shouldn't resist arrest. Or black people commit crime all the time. Black on black crime. Everybody commits crime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going on a tirade. This is better than my promo that I cut on El Luchador. I wish I used this.
Yeah, but this doesn't make sense in a promo against El Luchador.
It does. It does. Sorry, El Luchador. I'm putting all the hate on you. Not just like. But do you have any closing? Who do you think had the better show this week, NXT or AEW?
Do you know, both, to me, I felt like I was enjoying NXT. But, like, I feel like they're both the same this week. They were a bit average, both of them.
Yeah, I would say NXT is slightly ahead because I enjoyed their Cruiserweight title match. I enjoyed that opening tag match and seeing Breezango get the title. The announcement of the Fatal 4-Way. Kross cut a pretty good promo in the ring. Wasn't like the most thrilled about the main event, but I enjoyed it. It just wasn't anything that was... There was no substance after. Shotzi really take. I enjoyed NXT. It was just not... It wasn't anything that I'm going like, this is the greatest NXT episode of all time. As AEW, I felt like I got the worst segment of Matt Jackson crying of all time. But it was still, has some solidness to the show.
Okay, one final question before we go. If these were head to head, would you have enjoyed both shows as much as you did?
So,
because I'm kind of preferring that they're on separate days.
Yeah, I feel like because you're forced to compare right away, and you're watching either one in their third hour of you're watching wrestling. Because I don't go with the flipping back and forth because I don't believe in that. I feel like you're taking out of imagine watching, like, I can watch a sporting event and do that. But if I'm watching a TV show like wrestling is, and I'm flipping back and forth, you're going to miss some shit in that show. And you go like, what's going on? I feel like you should watch it one by one and not go with the flipping back and forth. That's how I watch it. But it is that I'm not watching 4 hours of wrestling, and whichever I'm choosing to watch second of, I'm comparing it to whatever I watched first. Like, they had this match, but I didn't really care. If Santos Escobar and Swerve Sky had a really good match, told a decent story. This guy, the Dark Order, or this contract signing is happening. Regal's announcing the Fatal 4-Way. I preferred that over that. You don't have to compare them the two. I think it's more enjoyable that I don't see it directly. That I'm going like, this is shit. What am I even doing? Tommaso Ciampa just killed. I forget the guy's name. Jake Atlas. I don't care about Matt Jackson crying and Nick Orb as he carries him away, or the best friends being threatened by the Pride and Powerful to apologize to their mom. I don't care about that. I don't know. I do like them separate. They should be separate. But this is a war, Manny, and someone has to kill the other. It's kill or be killed. It's kill or be killed.
Kill or be killed.
Yeah. So we're not going to get a war until what, like 2 weeks from now, because NXT is on Tuesday
like
next week. Any changes to our schedule in this time?
No. So AEW still on Thursday next week, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, Wednesday. Well, we actually don't know.
Is it?
Because the NBA postponement. As JR, he said this on the show, he was like, I think we're going to be on next week. But we're not 100% sure because the NBA had this postponement, which pushes everything back a day. And, where they were going to be on, the NBA may take that spot again.
So, more reason to stay tuned to all our socials. That's the Sharpshooters on Facebook, Instagram, not on Twitter. You follow me on Instagram, on Twitter.
Hold on. Ryan needs to give us a Twitter. I gave him $200 yesterday. I gave him $200 the other day, just to borrow. He should give me the damn Twitter feed for that, even though he doesn't remember his password.
In reality, we need that. We need that back. But you can follow me. I'll put up updates if we do any scheduling changes. But most cases, you'll probably know what's happening either on Tuesday when we recap Raw, or this Saturday we might have answers for you. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But as it stands, there will be no scheduling issues at the moment.
Of all the things though, it does suck for AEW that that they may not be able to have their go home show at all. I don't even know. Like if TNT said, "Oh, you can air it Saturday," it's too late. It's too late.
Because they're on their pay-per-views on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, their pay-per-views on Saturday. So maybe they could come on Thursday. I don't know what they're gonna do. True TV, I know that's another outlet for them, but it's gonna be.
They'll probably worst case scenario. They'll put it on YouTube.
I don't know. That might be a TNT thing. Like I don't know what their deal with Time Warner is, and they'd be like, "Nah, you can't do that. If you're not airing, we're not airing." Maybe it just come on after the NBA games. It'd be a late night AEW show. And then I think they plan on being live next week, right? So
yeah,
it's really an interesting scenario for them. I like to think that they're gonna come on, but who knows? This could have been their go home show. If it was, it's a failure of a go home show because they advertise every match and everything. Everything's booked, but you didn't get that feeling of this is it. This is the plan they wanted. They wanted to go home with this.
Yeah, I can't fault them for that. How many times has has Raw or SmackDown fell flat before going into a pay-per-view?
Many times. I like that Raw strategy. Raw is WWE strategy. Let's do a week go home show on Monday. Why? We got SmackDown on Friday. We can make it up then. They don't make it up. They don't. They choose not to. But I think the AEW fan base will still find a way. They'll still watch. Either way.
Yeah.
Like, they're still going to get the same people. With that being said, I have no more show to talk about. Wow, it's one of our longest shows ever. Didn't realize it was an hour and 4 minutes. Oh, God.
We're going on Saturday tomorrow, aren't we?
We are. We'll be on tomorrow. Where we talk about SmackDown, AEW Dynamite again.
So ignore the graphic which says Sunday. We'll be live.
Oh God!
At the same time.
Oh God! No, Manny, I'm gonna save it. No, I was gonna save it, but I couldn't. I was gonna we will be back Sunday. We said we were gonna do a payback review at the end of Payback on Sunday. So you can't tune in Sunday. Those times are completely incorrect. And it's not a preview. It will be a review. So if you delete the P and the times right there, you can save it. We can save it. So use your Jedi mind tricks and power out the preview and turn that to a review. Or if you say a personal review, that's what that P stands for. And those times are people times and everyone time and bullshit time. You will be here for our personal review of Payback. That was a hard way to get around.
Oh, and if you're watching SmackDown Live tonight, keep an eye out. I might be in the Thunderdome.
Yes. Manny will be in the Thunderdome sleeping. Or he could be a clan or dressing in Thunderdome. What do you think you're going to see in that, as I create new text for the show? What do you think you're going to see in the Thunderdome tonight that's controversial? Because I don't think we've had a night in which it was not controversial.
I think they'll put something ridiculous on again. But they've said that the WWE...
Yes.
They've said that the WWE, the people that they trust are going to be on the below bowl, and then the people that they don't really trust, that you can't really see, will be on the upper tiers.
Okay. How do they even tell me if they trust anybody? I trust this guy. I trust you.
I trust this guy. This guy hasn't pulled his dick out yet.
I'm going to tell you right now, I believe we're going to see that 17-year-old kid who, gunned down people, a Fire Velveteen Dream sign. Which, by the way, I'm extremely upset that no one's giving the same hate for Austin Theory, who returned to NXT. I know I forgot, I glossed over this. He returned to NXT. He has the exact same allegations. Where's the Fire Austin Theory signs?
Because he's white.
Yeah. It's simple as that. You know how I unfollowed that group? The Pro Wrestling Spotlight? I was done with them. I was done. Because I called
That's
them all
probably
his
the reason
bullshit.
why I don't see anything from them anymore. Because you don't comment on that shit.
Yeah, I commented on, because he was like, Austin Theory's back. Oh, cool, great. And then I went with, I don't see that energy. He had allegations. Why aren't you accusing him of being a pedophile? And then he was like, oh, it's different. And then like a bunch of people, this is still different. It was like, no, you have no proof in either one. WWE released no statements or nothing. Hit him with facts. And then it was like several other people, black people, who was like, yeah, this is racist, motherfucker. And all that. And I was like, I think I'm done with this group.
Yeah. I didn't even make that connection straight away. I would have tweeted that this morning as well. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's not nearly the same amount of energy going into Theory than there is going into the Dream.
Yeah. And it's the same scenario. Underage person, whatever, text messages, sex, pictures, whatever. Whatever the case is, the situation, and it's not the same energy. It should be the same. You have to do exactly the same. And then it becomes to what? The only difference is Velveteen's black. There's no evidence, they release no statement. It's the same scenario. With that being said.
But that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all I got. I got no more show. I got no more lugs. I didn't bring no water for this one, so I'm thirsty.
You got 20 minutes extra out of us today.
Yeah. Plus, I had to cut a promo this morning. I woke up out of bed cutting promos. So uncomfortable. And I gotta watch the playback of this video. I'm curious how it turned out. Probably dog shit.
Yeah, and then
so I gotta do another one.
Add it to what I've done already.
But the show goes on and on. I'm Marcus, the grand finale, and I'm always joined by
Lord Manny. Hey, Hayes.
Ho ho! That's the end of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. So long. Check out Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
It was good.
Yep, that was a good show. We're still talking because I didn't hit mute yet. We're still live.